Hey YouTube, hi, it's Mark. This is Nixon Motorsports. This channel is all about motorsports, from racing to exotic cars and even simulators. Today's video, we're going to be doing another testing day with the Formula 1000, focused on the wide 3-ply new Avon tires. So we have a little bit of work to do, so I'll drag you along, you can experience this with us and so on. So let's get into the video, come on. So let me explain what our purpose and focus is for testing today. I mentioned, the 3-ply test Avon tires. If you saw the video that we threw out about, a few weeks ago, we were doing back-to-back testing with our normal Avon tires compared to the newer tires. And if you haven't seen that video, let me explain very quickly. The normal Avons that we run are 7" by 13s in the front and 8.2 by 13s in the rear, and the compound of a 222 for those of you who know some of the Avon compound numbers. So it's a pretty soft, relatively soft, good tire. And the new tires that we were testing and continue to test are what I'm referring to as test tires from Avon. And we received an early production run of these new tires, and they are a lighter construction, so only 3-ply, saved about a little over 8 pounds in total weight. That's unsprung weight, so that's a big deal, right? And they are a wider tire, so the fronts are 8.2 by 13 and the rears are 10 by 13. And anyway, our first back-to-back session a few weeks back, the tires are very promising. We had some tire graining issues that we experienced on both sets of Avons. So nothing to do with the new 3-ply test tires. We had made some changes previously, and we induced some level of graining in the tires that we need to address. So today, that's what this is about. We're going to be doing some chassis tuning changes. And we're going to get into focusing on the wide tires primarily, and again to get this graining resolved. So for some of you who've heard of graining, or you've experienced that yourself, the negative on any tire that will grain on the racetrack, your grip level at that end of the car will actually decrease. So it's not your best performance, right? This is not what you want to see or experience. So for an example, if the front of your vehicle, if your front starts to grain, then you'll experience understeer, or some will refer to as push. As you turn into a corner, the vehicle just simply won't want to turn. It will keep going straight. That's that sensation. Likewise, if it's on the rear of the car and the rear tires are graining, the rear in corners will feel loose, and in the corner primarily is when you're going to notice this on both sides. If both front and rear of the car, both ends are graining, then the car is going to just feel greasy and slide, and so on. So from a driver point of view, you feel it physically. You'll feel the grip change happen at that end of the car, and it normally doesn't happen on your first out lap, possibly not even the first lap or two. It depends, right? But it will creep in and becomes a problem. So there are a lot of things you can do to address graining. Things like the spring weight in the car, to inject or induce as much energy into the tire as you can. Ride height, downforce, camber, tire pressures. Those are just a few that come off top of memory. But ultimately, let me focus on this. The tire, any tire, has its ideal operating window, and that's typically temperature based. And the temperature is a carcass temperature, so it's the inside of the tire itself that needs to be within a window, so a minimum and maximum temperature range. And if you're too cold, for an example, you can and you will see graining possibly happen on your tires. So that's some of what we experienced. So this video through today's testing, I'll drag you along again so you can see some of the changes we're making, listen and hear how we're progressing in addressing this and so on. Okay? All right, let's get into it. So our focus for today's testing is to fix the graining that we are experiencing on our Avon tires.
First session.
A couple things we've done already. So we've increased the overall spring rate in the car.
First session.
We've lowered the car about 10 mil in the front, and that's due to the third spring that we have in place now that allow us to do that. We'll be adjusting the rake of the vehicle, camber, tire pressures, and so on.
Yeah, just have a stage, turn it on when I pull in.
If the mirrors are all screwed up.
Yeah, you can unplug this, get the battery out. So it should be interesting. We've lowered the front of the vehicle quite a bit. We wanted to get the ride height down as low as we can. That increases downforce, of course. Rolling it here out of the garage, we found that it is extremely low. So this first lap or two is more of a installation lap.
Okay, here I come.
So the good news is the third spring or heave element does a great job you know, I lowered the front of the car a lot, and it did protect the car from actually hitting the track, so that worked extremely well.
Somebody want to get the fan on this side over here? Yep. Crank it up and on the turbo mode. Okay.
So back in after the first session, we're gonna have to make a few changes. The ride height, have to increase that just a touch, and we're gonna have to adjust the rake of the vehicle a little bit. The rear was on the loose side.
Look at that tire temperature gauge. I would stick it in there and I would see a reading and I would record it and it would record 10 degrees cooler.
Interesting. It's is it consistent on all of them?
It varies, but it was.
Wait. Okay. Okay.
Maybe the tire's not warm yet?
Oh yeah, it was definitely cold, and I wasn't hardly leaning on the car at all.
The tires.
Yeah.
159 was the highest temperature.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Yeah. A little bit of leak over on that other side. I want to figure
Yeah,
out
you
where
have
it's
to take
coming
that other
from.
side off. We'll need to clean it.
So you're obviously aware then that.
Yeah, we
That's,
haven't fixed that yet.
Dave's
Okay.
favorite thing to do. Being a smart ass. What are you looking at?
So I'm looking at our tire temperature reading and just setting it up for the runs today and just taking our readings.
So let's record all that stuff here. We'll show you how to do it.
So you see the little leak we got down here?
So it's front left, front right, rear left, that's like
It's not bad, Dave.
it's right here.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Yeah. I think it's just the probably just
It's not bad.
Okay. And then pyro reading. Oh, see, this will have to be an average parameter. It's okay.
I would almost go just inside because that's going to be the warmest.
Inside for the moment? Okay,
Yeah.
well, you got top left, front left.
Front left, 145.
Okay.
Front right, 142. Rear left, 140.
That is awesome.
So the other one you're trying to tighten up or something? That to get off. For those of you who saw a previous video where I installed the new steering rack, this is a report on that after having the car on the track. The steering is great. The extra or the elimination of the play from the steering rack definitely made an improvement.
Anybody have the time?
Okay, so now for the session, the second session of the day, with a few minor changes on the suspension, I should be able to get on it a little harder, see what the balance feels like. We're not really worried about lap record times at this point. It's really getting the balance sorted with all the major changes that we've done.
Oh, Jeff, I was thinking about it. You know how I said we first rolled out, the car was a little squirrely? That's probably because of all the old graining on the tires.
I think he's trying to, he's probably still cold.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Do y'all have tire warmers? You don't have tire warmers?
I think we have. I'm not sure. He's just testing the tire right now.
That car looks just smooth going through everything, man. That's probably my favorite car out here, I think.
You don't mind doing this?
Oh, I didn't even know you were.
I come. Yeah, Jane, get the fan, thank you. Yeah, have it blasting hard.
So we're back on the scales. We're going to make some more suspension changes. Again, rake of the vehicle, ride height, front and rear, camber, and so on. Part of fine tuning.
Are you adjusting the height?
Yes.
What was the reading?
17.
17. So it is worth noting the graining issue that we've experienced does seem to be gone, though we've lost some of our mechanical grip on the vehicle. So that's where we're in this this fine-tuning stage.
Are you measuring
This is the camber.
camber?
Yeah. We might not get a lot of runs in today, but we made such drastic changes. Not too surprised.
Yeah, we'll have to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, step by step by step.
Balance it back
Not
out.
worried about speed yet, just trying to get it to drive. This will be a good corrective change, though.
So how do you feel about the second session? Changes that you made.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, it's better. It looks like the grainings on the tires is improving, but you know, the car doesn't feel as planted on the low speed corners that it was before. So right now I'm just looking at data, thinking about what changes we might want to try for the next run. But it's in the right direction. So we'll see. Work to do yet.
What about you, Master Chief? What do you have to say?
Fuel.
Fuel.
Here.
That's you.
So check this out. So this one has corner speeds based on downforce. And so if I bring up the track,
I'm gonna show the screen.
Sure,
check this out if I,
it's okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You almost gave it to me.
so this is corner speed and that's downforce.
Okay.
So as I'm going around the track, so you can see the relationship, right? So where I'm at on the track, so like here I'm in a corner.
Okay.
And it's showing the speed in miles an hour and then the actual downforce. And this is percentage to the front, sorry. It's a aero balance thing.
Okay. Okay.
And then this shows downforce at 60 miles an hour. It shows the different speeds, so it shows it's trying to get an understanding of the aero balance between different speeds.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when you're ready, if you want to back out. You're unplugged.
Working?
I'll leave the golf cart out here for you.
So stay tuned. We're going to be putting 16-channel IR tire temp sensors on the vehicle to get a better data collection on the tire temps. So stay tuned. There'll be videos on that coming. Hey YouTube, hi, it's Mark. So we made some progress in testing. We focused on trying to get the graining out of the tires over the last day of testing. We did make progress. We still have some work to do on overall setup of the vehicle. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. We have a race coming up the end of October, so we have about a month to do a little more tuning on the vehicle for that. So stay tuned. Like always, I appreciate you watching this channel. I appreciate your support, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Until then, we will talk later. Take care. Bye.